Hey Dolly friends, it's me Holly. Welcome to my channel, and today is Boy Blythe customization. I have been commissioned by a doll club friend to make a Boy Blythe, and I have shared him with you in the past with all of his goodies that I've purchased for him, different clothing and clothes, jackets, shoes. But here he is. This is going to become a James Dean doll. Inspired. He's not going to be James Dean. His name is Corey, but I'm going to style him to look a bit like James Dean. He's going to be getting a light face up and then a hairstyling, which I've already been watching videos on how to style a James Dean hairstyle. It's going to be obviously a little different being on a doll, but we will figure it out. First thing I'm going to need to do is take apart his head and remove it from the body, and then get sanding all this shiny stuff off so I can prepare his faceplate for customization. So that's what we're going to do. Stay tuned for the fun. So now that I have the eyes finally out, it took a while, I'm going to be using a hot glue sticks to put on the eyes and pop them in the freezer so the glue really hardens. And I'll be taking out all the chips except for the blue. She wants blue and brown eyes, so we're gonna have blue, and then I'll be removing the other sets to put in brown and blue. Okay, so while those eyes freeze, I'm gonna be sanding so I can start working on the actual face up. Right, well, I have the face finally sealed, though it was a process, because what did I go and do? I sealed it without rinsing, like an idiot. So I had to sand it all off again and clean it, and then I sealed it with 2 layers of the Mr. Super Clear. And again, you guys, I'm here to do things so you don't have to. But I'm at the point now where I'm going to be drawing in some of the lines I want to eventually put in with the watercolor pencil, maybe paint, but usually just watercolor pencil before I, seal it again. And I thought I would use my Smart Doll boy here. This is Never Gonna Give You Up. And when I unboxed him, I really liked the blushing and coloring they used on his cheeks and temples. I just think it's just subtle, but it's a nice touch for more of a masculine vibe. And I also wanted to try mimicking some of the line art around his eyes. Not quite as dark, probably, but something like this. I've never done a Boy Blythe before, any boy doll for that matter. So I'm going to be using this as my guide, and we'll see how it goes. So stay tuned for the journey. Again, doing things so you don't have to. I think that's my new tagline. So I have done all the coloring on his face so far, and his mouth, and then I also got his ears. So when the face comes together, it'll be more seamless. In the past, when I've done customizing, I forget this part and it just looks really odd. And since he's going to have short hair, he needed to have a more smooth, fluid coloring. So I still have the penciling here, and I'm going to be working on this next. I'm going to be using a watercolor pencil to put in it's eye crease eyebrow kind of combo really. And then I'll be penciling in his lip line, and I'm going to add some darkening along his eye rims, like a lash line kind of. But I'm going to leave the bottom completely free of any kind of lashes. But overall, he's looking really good. I'm pretty happy with the skin tone, the coloring, the fact that it's not perfectly smooth, a little bit of just a natural skin texture that we see here. But yeah, so my next phase is penciling, and then if it all goes well, I might just be sealing it. But usually when I do pencil, I find that I should do a little more coloring over the top of the pencil, kind of help it blend in a little better so it doesn't just like blow in your face. But we will see. And just to notice, I did intentionally make one side of his mouth go up. So it's a tiny bit of a smirk with that line, though I didn't do any carving on his lips. All right, so that's what we're going to be doing now. Stay tuned. Well, it is finally time for the grand reveal of my custom boy Blythe. His name is Corey. That's the name that his new mama has given him. And I thought I would first start with showing you guys the box I made for him. His main color scheme is black and white. Hints of red if I wanted, but I maintained more of a black and white look. I went with kind of a game vibe and music, some dominoes. I made fun little whimsical dice pips on the white squares, a few fun little stickers for encouraging sayings. And then when you open the box, I used this little button here. It's a little doggy button, and I put another little saying, which isn't even kind of bothers me, but I'm gonna leave it because I think it's stuck too long to peel it off. But anyway, so you open it that way, and then inside are all the goodies. You guys ready? Ta-da! Oh wait, I also did a little saying here: choose to see the good stuff, be amazed. And then also on the inner part, darling, you are a work of art. And then we have Corey. So let's take a look at everything in his box. I think I'll wait and show him last. So in this pouch, I've included lots of little extras from a little note from Corey to Mary, his new mama. Of course, my card, his extra hands, a pair of shoes, a little doggy friend, some Cars stickers, and then some red dice, full dice for him if he wanted to play a game. I don't have miniature cards small enough, otherwise I would have totally given him a deck of cards. All right, and then in this bag are his 2 extra outfits. I have shown you guys these in unboxings, but I'll show them to you again. So he has this really cute Letterman's jacket in black and white with just this orange and red hay, which she could remove if she wanted to, with the black and white slacks. So that's a nice little outfit. And then this camo outfit with a bag. Now, when I initially ordered this, I don't know if you remember, ages ago, I had ordered it was a denim pants with a denim style Letterman's jacket, but they were out of stock. So before I didn't see the message in time from the vendor, and they sent me this camo instead, which I think is fine. That gives him a little more variety in what he has to pick from for his clothing. Now, Corey is going on an adventure pretty soon after he is given to his new owner. She is entering him into a display contest. I don't know the actual category, but because he's going to be in a contest, I made him a little custom name tag for his stand so everyone knows who he is. And it's not a Blythe stand specifically, it's just one of those Amazon stands but I liked it because it had the option for this little name tag, which of course, as you can see, it matches his box, which is important. Match. Matchy matchy. I like it. All right, so that's his stand. Now it's time for him. He is amazing. I am so pleased with how he turned out. His face is very subtle. The blushing I did following the Smart Doll pattern, like I showed you at the beginning, it really, really worked well. I'm very, very pleased with how it worked. I did add a little extra to the cheeks just to make them stand out a bit more. And then the brows I kept low and simple because I didn't want them to dominate. So his lips, the blushing, I think worked really well, because just because he's a boy doesn't mean he's not going to have color in his lips. I didn't want him to be too pale. And then I gave him just that subtle line to give him a slight little smirk. A couple of eye lines, some reddening in the eye frame. And then she asked for him to have an earring, so I gave him, it's not like, it's kind of a weathered gold. She said gold, and I had either a super shiny gold or this more of a, I guess it's more of a brassy, worn gold. So I gave him that. And then his hair, I sent her a picture of him without eyes, and she, with the hair just kind of attached, and she liked it the way it was. I didn't have to cut it or gel it or anything. She wants it to be brushable. So that's what we did. Before I show you the other eyes, I'll show you his pull strings. For the eyelid weight, I used this really nice chain, and it worked really well. And I have this part just long enough, so when I change the eyes, it goes in and it just is long enough. And that's good, because I honestly forgot to calculate that when I was making it, and it just is enough. And then for the pull cord, I did his name, Corey, in the gold and silver, and I gave him this charm, I suppose. It's a button. I don't know. It's what I had that worked. I scoured, really. I just looked everywhere for the right kind of pull charm. Actually, the doggy here, I got thinking it might be the pull, but it just didn't fit the vibe. And so when I found this in my stash, it was perfect. And then of course I have the lava beads, which were a total booger to get on this. Let me tell you, it was a nightmare, but I got them on, and I think it works great. And then a black bead up here just to kind of set it all off. So yeah, that is him. Let's take a look at his really cute eyes now. So we have the side. Oh, and I also went ahead and changed out all the chips. I decided not to keep the stock blue because he just needed a whole new look. So we have the blue side, the brown stare, which I did make it where you can adjust him down or up just a pinch, not too much. Aw, look at that sweet face. See him with his hair. Aww. All right, and then a side brown. They're kind of more of a rust brown. I didn't have I had a darker one for the side, but I just didn't care for it as much. So we gave him something a little more rust colored. And then a straight blue, which looks so good. I love that. But my personal favorite, because I always love a side look. He just looks so cute. Anyway, so that is Corey, guys. Thanks so much for joining me on this journey. My first custom boy Blythe, and also my first commissioned custom doll. And I'm really pleased with him. He really just is so sweet, and he's got just a little bit of edge, but still a sweetness to him that I think he's going to really fit in well with Mary's collection. So thanks again for watching. Tell me what you guys think, and please like, comment, subscribe, and we will catch you in the next video. Bye!